Okay, so I'll start this class with what we're going to do every class. It's only our second class, so in the beginning of each class, I'll see, are there any questions about anything we went over last week? Anything I need to clarify about the syllabus or D2L or anything in last week's lecture that you have questions about? So the first thing we'll do, I'll answer any questions. I'll check in with you. Then I will also kind of just see where we are in the syllabus each week to make sure everybody's on the same page and up to date. And so let's see where we are this week. It's only the second week, so I don't think we have anything to do, but let's see. Okay. Um, and I'll always go down to the section that has like our calendar. And I did put dates on it, you know. Um, and so when you look at the syllabus and you look at our calendar, you'll notice that the readings, the links I don't put in D2L because if you look at the readings for like next week for week 3, there's links to a lot of the readings that aren't in our book. And um, so and those links are from national organizations. So rather than me putting up notes or something in the book about it, why not go to the people who actually wrote it? So those are the original manuscripts from those organizations that I linked to. So you can just read the original thing. And you know, so so it tells you the book chapters and it actually gives you the links. Like this link is to a radio show on This American Life. So and the link takes you to that, and it's nothing to watch. You got to listen to it, old school, you know. Or, if you got like CarPlay, you can listen to it in your car like it is a radio show. Um, and yeah, but this week we're going over chapters 1 and 2. And so this course used to have a textbook. My course used to have a textbook. I think the other uh, professor that teaches this course uses a textbook. Um, but one thing I noticed is the textbook quotes the people in this book. So I think this is like the classic original book. But I used to assign both the textbook and the body keeps the score. But I found out that one of the authors to this textbook died unexpectedly, very young, and she and then it stopped being in print. So so I could have chosen another textbook, but instead of that, instead of you having to buy a textbook, I think reading The Body Keeps the Score is enough reading for you. And I will just lecture on the things from the textbook that aren't in The Body Keeps the Score. So I think that's good enough. That'll save you on some money and some reading, and yeah. Um, okay, so next week, remember there are links in the syllabus. Okay. Another thing is that even if you're present online or in person, you still have to do all the discussion boards so I can grade you on them and give you points. A lot of the discussion boards, like introductions, yeah, you introduce yourself in class, and that's great, but you still have to do the discussion board. Um, but most of the discussion boards are very different than what we talk about in class. Like they're based on the lectures and the readings, but a lot of times they are our assignments or they take it a step forward. We won't go over your answers in class. So it's not like you're doing extra, you know. I think the introductions is probably the only thing like that. So if you didn't do the introductions, you know, I want to give you the points for it. So just do a brief introduction. And let's see what else. Um, Next week, um, so I'm looking when our first assignment is due. Okay, so the first partner thing is going to start on the 25th. That's the end of the month. So probably week 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, week 4, we'll pick partners next week or week 4, you know. We'll pick partners, and you can pick your own partner if you have a friend. But if you're new or you don't know people in the class, we'll just randomly assign whoever doesn't have a partner, and that's fine too. So think about it. You know, you can choose your own or just get randomly assigned. Either way, it's fine. Um, Even if you are asynchronous, you can still choose a partner if you know somebody in the class. Um, you know, so probably, you know, week 3 or week 4, I'll just make the announcement, email me, you know, if you have a partner, and then then whoever doesn't, I'll just assign a partner. But one thing I will do is I will do my best. So like if you're face to face, I'll try to give you a face to face partner. If you're asynchronous, I'll try to give you an asynchronous partner, unless you want somebody different. And if you're synchronous, I'll try to give you a synchronous partner. That way you can kind of communicate a little with each other, because you'll be in the same kind of participation. Um, let's see what else. Dun, dun. Yeah, so I will talk in depth about your assignments. There will be a lecture on each of your assignments, so you'll know exactly what to do. So don't worry, you know. But I will do that closer to each assignment, and we'll go over each assignment. I'll answer any questions, and yeah. And because this is all based on mastery learning, you know, what's the worst thing that could happen? Hmm? You redo it. Yeah, that's it. You do it again. So still, you know, have it in on time, do your best. Nobody wants to redo an assignment, but if you have to, at least the option is there. You just can't go beyond the last day of class. That's the only thing, because I got to get my grades in, and they don't want me giving incompletes unless, you know, there's doctor notes or an emergency or something like that. So, yeah, have everything on time. Don't go past the end of the semester. Of course, if you need accommodations, I'll accommodate you. Let me know beforehand, and I will do my best. Yeah, so I think that's the update. Um, One other thing that I noticed, and this is, you know, this is something I don't even like mentioning. Um, But uh, you know, everybody needs to watch all the videos. You know, everybody needs to watch all the lectures. Um, so eh, my D2L, professor's D2L, looks very different than students' D2Ls. So my D2L tells me, even though a student's might say you might click on something and spend a minute, and then you move to the next thing, it'll say 100%. Oh, you completed 100%. Mine doesn't say that. It says you spent 1 minute on the assignment. and then you move to the next video and spend a minute on that. So you have to watch the entire lecture. If it's a 30-minute lecture, part one, you have to watch all 30 minutes of it. Um, you know, so that's important. Uh, Now, if you are synchronous or in person, you don't have to watch the lectures a second time. Although I know they're fantastic. Once is enough, once is enough. But if you're asynchronous, you have to watch the lectures. Okay. Um, all right, let's see what else. Bum, bum. I'm just thinking about like this first part of the class is going to be questions and announcements and updates and figuring out where we are in this semester. Yeah, any questions or comments or problems or things I can answer? All right, that's good. Da, da.